Shri Gurum Namaami. Shri Gurum Namaami. Sada Tvam Smarami. Shri Gurum Namaami. Sada Tvam Smarami. Shri Gurum Namaami. Sada Tvam Smarami. Shri Gurum Namaami.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gurum Namaami is a song dedicated to Guru Pujya Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji on the occasion of his Jayanti. It is very heartening to note that the whole country got freedom on the very date, English birth date on which Pujya Swamiji was born in 1930. So these are all ways that a Shishya finds to celebrate the Guru extra. Having said that, coming to the song, Shri Gurum Namaami is a dedication, a tribute to the beloved Guru. Let us look into the song today. Pallavi. Shri Gurum Namaami. I salute the Guru. Sada Tvam Smarami. I remember you always. Why does the Shishya salute the Guru? Because the Guru is not somebody who is just giving extra information on a subject matter in which you are looking for more knowledge. The Guru is instilling the vision of the truth of the self. And it is no ordinary job. And it cannot be done by a random stranger or just somebody with a good intent. This imparting of Atmajnanam can be done only by a sampradaya with Shrotriya Brahmanishta, whom the Shastra acknowledges or refers to as a Guru. So the very validation is got from the Shastra that only a Shrotriya Brahmanishta sampradaya with is a Guru. And so the Shishya has found such a Guru and is saluting. So this bowing down or saluting, doing namaskaram, these are all not mere physical acts. It is more an attitude that is being conveyed. The attitude of Shraddha is being conveyed. That the Shishya is so grateful for having received such invaluable and immeasurably great knowledge of oneself, of the self from the Guru, and therefore is most happy to salute the Guru. Therefore, Shri Gurum Namaami and Sada Tvam Smarami. The Shishya always wants to remember. He says, I remember you always, O Guru. So it's always nice to recall something pleasant, something that brings us joy. It's always wonderful to recall. But why always remember? The Shishya always remembers the Guru for the highlighting aspect of why the Guru is there in the Shishya's life in the first place, which is the teaching. So, by saying that I remember the Guru always, the Shishya says, I remember the teaching given by the Guru. How long can a person keep remembering and meditating upon the form of a Guru? Even though that also is an Ashirvadam, that also is a great sadhana to remember the form of the Guru always. But the Guru is not to be reduced to a mere form. And therefore, because the Guru is somebody who is a Shrotriya Brahmanishta, because he is somebody who is in Nishta, means who lives the knowledge and stays in the knowledge, he revels in the knowledge and demonstrates the knowledge by living it. Because he is one with the knowledge, it is easy for the Shishya to see the Guru as the very knowledge, as the very teaching. And so when the Shishya says, I ever remember the teacher, the Shishya is implying that he ever remembers the teaching. Okay, now we come to the question, why must a person remember the teaching ever? Because this subject matter, Vedanta, is not to be restricted or limited to the classroom 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. The duration of Shravanam is not the duration of Vedanta in one's life. It helps the student recognize, meaning recognize the facts and the truth of oneself. And so this has to be taken forward for the rest of life. That is what the Shishya has come seeking from the Guru. And so this is not meant to be academically gathered in order to become scholarly in the subject matter. A mumukshu, a true desirer of moksha, becomes a jignasu, understanding that he cannot get moksha unless he knows about what is what. And so the viveki, the jignasu, the sincere student, disciple, when he gains the knowledge in the class, then the whole life becomes a classroom after that. And so naturally, sadatvam smarami. The Shishya says, I remember you at every juncture of my life because I am learning at every important moment of my life. And I am able to recognize and see objectively whatever is happening, whatever prarabdha is unfolding, I am able to see it with the distance that I am not the thoughts, I am not the memories, I am not the body, mind, sense complex, I am not the prarabdha that is unfolding. And that gap has been created between me and my mind. And therefore, I am able to witness what is going on without getting disturbed. And I am able to remain stable and consistent in the teaching. Therefore, I remember you, O Guru, all the time. Anupallavi.
रागद्वेष शमनं कामक्रोधहरणं रागद्वेष शमनं कामक्रोधहरणं वागधीश्वरं विभुं त्यागरूपिणं परं वागधीश्वरं विभुं त्यागरूपिणं परं श्री गुरुं नमामि
Ragadvesha Shamanam. Shamanam means neutralizing. Why must Raga and Dvesha be neutralized? which brings us to the question, what is Raga and Dvesha? In simple terms, Raga is anything that I want to have, which I don't have. And Dvesha is also a kind of a like, it's also a want. But a want to avoid something, to not have something which I already have, meaning to get rid of what I have which I don't like. So, in simple language, Raga and Dvesha can be translated as likes and dislikes. And both Raga and Dvesha come under that category only. A karma is further classified into like and dislike based on one being what one wants to have and the other being what one does not want to have. But even the not wanting, that is the Dvesha, is also one kind of a preference, one kind of a like. And therefore, the whole thing can be reduced to one word, karma. But when we classify it further, we refer to it as Raga and Dvesha. Now the question is, why should one not have these likes and dislikes? As a human being, with a thinking faculty, and with a lot of life experiences gathered from childhood, isn't one entitled to have a preference? Is Vedanta telling don't have likes and dislikes? No, it's not saying don't have. It says shamanam, neutralize your likes and dislikes. Meaning, whenever the Shastra says neutralize likes and dislikes, these likes and dislikes are also further to be classified in two categories: binding Raga and Dvesha and non-binding Raga and Dvesha. And whenever Shastra is referring to Raga and Dvesha, it is by default referring to the binding Ragas and Dveshas. It is not saying do not have likes and dislikes. Krishna says in the Gita, do not come under the spell of Raga and Dvesha, he says. Meaning what? Do not allow them to bind you. So when does a Raga or Dvesha bind a person? Only when the person feels compelled to fulfill them. It's all right to have a desire. Even if a person is doing every karma only based on what he likes and what he does not like, and if he avoids a karma based on what he does not like, what is the problem in that? Well, the problem is that not all our desires are aligned with dharma. And so one can never be a karma yogi if one keeps on living a whimsical life, a preference-oriented life. And so even if something is not up to one's liking, but if it is the right thing to do, then one will never be able to do the right thing because of the pressure of having to habitually fulfill every raga and every dvesha and avoid every dvesha. And therefore, the Shastra says a karma yogi is somebody who does action based on what is the dharmic thing to do, what is the right thing to do. And therefore, he keeps aside what is his preference. If coincidentally his preference and the right thing to do match, wonderful, lucky. But if they don't match, dharma must be given priority at all times. Only then will there be growth in the person and maturing in the person. And without maturing, the whole point of human birth is missed. And so we are all allowed, and it's all right to have ragas and dveshas as long as they are not binding in nature. Vedanta enters the mind which is quiet, relatively quiet. One cannot have a restless mind and aim to absorb and assimilate this great self-knowledge. And therefore, one has to have a pure and quiet mind at a relative level at least, in order to gain the ultimate tranquility through knowledge, which is moksha. And therefore, for a person keen on gaining self-knowledge, neutralizing raga dvesha is non-negotiable. And therefore, the guru comes into the picture and helps a person to come out of raga dveshas, come out of the spell of raga dvesha. The student with binding ragas and dveshas will never be able to achieve any knowledge through self-study with a raga dvesha oriented mind. And therefore, the guru's role is so pivotal in uplifting the helpless shishya who has come under the spell of raga dvesha but is wanting to break free. And therefore, the guru does the job of not only teaching but also demonstrating by living in nishtha the very knowledge that he has imparted, and gives the hope and creates the optimistic possibility in the shishya that it is livable indeed. And my immediate guru is, my life guru is here right in front of me, proving that point day after day. And so even I can do it, is the hope that can be received by the shishya. And for all these reasons, the shishya is saluting the guru. Next line. Kama Krodha Haranam. The guru is the remover of kama and krodha. Kama, that is the binding desires, and krodha. Krodha is another expression of kama only, but it is an extension of a desire which got obstructed. Anything that comes between the person and the desire becomes the object of enmity. Immaterial of whether it is mother, father, or even God. This preference-oriented buddhi, this utilitarian buddhi, this self-centric buddhi, and this non-conforming to dharma, if it is not suitable and pleasant and convenient to the mind, all these attitudes must be left far behind and completely removed from the path of a shishya of Vedanta. And therefore, the shishya praises the guru for having done neutralizing of the shishya's, not only his raga dvesha he has neutralized, he has also, by teaching and showing compassion and instilling the value of dharma in the shishya's mind, the guru has also managed to neutralize the shishya's raga dveshas and also has managed to take away the pressure of the binding nature of kama and even krodha. You see, because once a person becomes angry, it's not even appropriate to ask the person to not be angry. Even if they try, they won't be able to, because they are in some altered state, temporarily hijacked by the very anger themselves. So they are the first victims. Angry people are the first victims of their own anger. It is like the famous saying that if you hold fire in your hand, it will scorch your palm first. And then with that fire, you may want to harm somebody else. But first, your hand gets scorched. You are the first victim of any fire that you hold. And therefore, it's always told, it's always recommended to not hold on to anything, in such a severe manner, like holding on to grudges, being angry with a person. Instead, immediately it is always good to develop the habit of looking into what was I expecting. Instead of wondering, why am I angry with that person? Just ask the question, what was I expecting? Because these expectations only, when led to disappointments, convert to sadness or anger. So karma obstructed becomes sadness or anger. And sadness at least is somewhat manageable. You don't harm others, you are only harming yourself by generating some sadness. But krodha, it self-destructs and also causes destruction to others. And therefore, the salutation is for the Guru who has helped the Shishya manage this anger, handle the anger by helping him come out of the spell of anger and also the force of the binding desires. The next line, Vagadhishwaram Vibhum. So Vagadhishwaram means the one who is the master of speech. It's very risky and not wise to not teach Shastra. And therefore a guru is needed to teach the teaching. This is not preaching. So the guru is not a preacher. He is a teacher. And so the teaching involves talking. And so the whole thing is requiring speech. And so unless the guru handles the words of the Shastra responsibly and precisely, without diluting, but presenting it in a student-friendly manner based on and according to the readiness and grasping levels of the student. If the teacher is able to teach, it is because he is a good speaker. And speaking of oratory skills, Pujya Swamiji is renowned for his exemplary speaking ability, and the heart of compassion is completely conveyed, and the mind of clarity and absolute knowledge is totally revealed, and therefore is Vagadishwaram. And it's pure nectar to listen to Swamiji's teachings. And it is a great punya, great prasadam for the Shishyas to have a teaching guru. Somebody you can go and approach and ask and clear your doubts. He's not a mere photograph. And so he is available and is ready to give you doubt-free knowledge by giving his availability, his accessibility to you as when you are playing the student role and looking for guidance. The guru, the great speaker, the teacher, and the one who clears your doubts is always available. And that is the beauty of the Guru Parampara. And so, salutations to the Guru who is Vagadishwaram. And next, Tyaga Rupinam Param. Param means this Guru is the ultimate, because the Jnani is Bhagavan's favorite. Even though Bhagavan is unbiased and available for all, Bhagavan says in the Gita, and so the Guru, being the Jnani, is Bhagavan's favorite. And without a doubt, when you worship the Guru, when you do Namaskaram to the Guru, the Bhagavan is not any different or any separate from the Guru. And so all salutations are for Bhagavan only eventually. And that Bhagavan only Manushya Rupena, Guru Rupena has come in the form of the Guru, and therefore saluting the Guru it's not even equivalent to saluting the divine. It is the very same, and therefore this param, the word param, and then tyaga rupinam. It's an interesting word. For the outsider, the onlooker, he has left his family, materialistic life, all riches, power, name, fame, everything he has left behind for the sole pursuit of Vedanta. And then, again, after gaining knowledge, he spends his whole time for the student. And so again, he is sacrificing all his personal time for the student. Like that, for the onlooker, it seems as if he is doing a sacrifice. But the Guru's logic is that walking away from what is redundant in one's life is not even to be looked upon as a sacrifice. And so when a person does Viveka Vichara, with a discerning mind, he is able to analyze what is permanent and what is impermanent. And he leaves the impermanent for the permanent. What is the sacrifice in that? At the most, you can say, I'm sacrificing the short-term joys for the permanent joy. But even then, where is the sacrifice if what you are getting in exchange is something greater than what you have left behind? And so the Guru may not look upon it as some sacrifice. So then what exactly is Tyagarupinam referring to? The Phala Buddhi is given up. And so this is where the Guru's greatness is to be acknowledged. He has done sacrifice of the karma phala. But even that, if you look closely, he has done that with proper viveka, vichara and jnana vairagya. He is able to walk away from what is redundant for him. And so when the sadhana itself is the very sadhya, when the pursuit of Bhagavan itself is the reward in itself, why would the jnani look for a reward? So it is not like if I study hard and write an exam very well, I expect 100 marks in the exam and then I get 100 marks and then I'm happy. It's not happiness dependent on the result. It is a happiness of even studying in the first place, even working hard in the first place. That in itself is the reward. And it is with that absolute walking away from the result-oriented mindset. That is why the Guru is revered upon as a Tyagarupinam. And therefore he is also Param. Now let us see the Charanam.
Karunya Rupam Jnana Prakasham Karunya Rupam Jnana Prakasham Anandanatham Guruvaram Prashantam Anandanatham Guruvaram Prashantam Brahmarupam Vedavedyam Brahmarupam Vedavedyam Janmajara Maranarahitam Brahmarupam Vedavedyam Janmajara Maranarahitam Bhavasagara Santarinam Hiranmayam Varapradam Bhavasagara Santarinam Hiranmayam Varapradam Sri Gurum Namaami.
Karunya Rupam Jnana Prakasham. With great knowledge comes great levels of compassion. Because the Guru, the Jnani, develops the knowledge with so much clarity that he is able to look upon the ignorant people with the ability to accommodate them without judging them. The non-judging aspect of the divine is imbibed by the Guru, and so he is at the most, he can only show compassion towards the ones who have not yet made it knowledge-wise. And so the Guru is indeed Karunya Rupam, embodiment of Karuna, compassion. Jnana Prakasham. Guru is the light of knowledge. He shines as the very knowledge. And so there is a certain connotation of darkness associated with ignorance because of the nature of ignorance being such, being dense and preferring the easier and the darker route. And so the Guru comes as the light and brings light into the life of the student by giving knowledge. So, for example, if a person in a dim light sees a rope and mistakes it to be a snake, what are the ways in which you can remove the fear of that person? If the fellow becomes afraid of seeing the rope and wrongly concluding it is a snake due to dim light, the one way to assure him or to remove his fear is to tell him, no, don't worry, it is not a snake. Number one. But what will he do? He is using his eyes and he is convinced in the dim light that it is a snake. So what will he do next? Really? Are you sure? How do you know it is not a snake? Be careful, don't go near it. It might be a snake after all. So he may continue to believe his eyes because his eyes are the pramana that he is banking upon. And so even if you assure him that it is not a snake, he may not believe you. In fact, he may convince you. And so how else to remove the fear from his mind that it is not a snake? That then you can say, okay, I'll hold your hand, don't be afraid. But even if he holds your hand, it can only be that, okay, now there are two people, the snake will first bite him perhaps and then come to me. Maximum, what else? How will holding a hand or verbal reassurance, how will that permanently remove the fear in the mind of a person who has already concluded that it is a snake? And so what you have to do then? Turn on the light or show the torch, and then he sees with his own eyes, and that convinces him, oh, okay, it is a rope after all. And so the Guru is saluted. Next line. Anandanatham Guruvaram Prashantam. Anandanatham. First of all, the Guru is a jnani, and so this Guru is the embodiment and the very master who has learnt how to be in and as absolute Ananda because of the knowledge he has gained from his Guru. And he is a great blessing for the Guru parampara. And he is Prashantam, the most tranquil, profoundly peaceful. That Guru that instills that divine silence in the person is being saluted upon. Next. Brahma Rupam Veda Vedyam. Brahma Rupam, the very embodiment of Brahman, Atman. One is Atma Swarupam, Brahma Swarupam. And that Brahman also, Nirgunam Brahman, has manifest as this Guru. And so he is being saluted as the very Brahman. And Veda Vedyam. So just Veda Vedyam means the one who is to be known by the Vedas, by the study of Veda. But the beauty here is, when one understands Ishvara by the study of Vedanta, Ishvara is referred to as Veda Vedyam then. Why is the Guru being referred to as Veda Vedyam? Because when the Guru is unfolding the vision of Shastra, unfolding the teaching of Ishvara to the Shishya, In the process, the Guru is also revealing his aikyam with Ishvara. And that aikyam is nothing less than Ishvaratvam itself. And therefore, only in the process of studying and knowing Ishvara, which is Veda Vedyam, that the Guru is also understood properly by the Shishya. No Shishya has absolute Shraddha from day one towards the Guru. The Shraddha in the Shishya grows and grows and keeps growing till the end towards the Guru. And in fact, after the Shishya gains full knowledge, Purna Jnanam from the Guru, his Shraddha towards the Guru turns to absolute reverence, total reverence. And so he need not even make an effort to be a Shraddhavan towards the Guru then. But until he gains that knowledge, he has ample reasons on a daily basis to keep continuing his sincerity towards the Guru. And so that is the greatness. So the Guru is also Veda Vedyam in the process. Then, Janma Jara Marana Rahitam. It is true that the Guru, if he is an Atma Jnani, of course, only then he can be a Guru. And the Jnani is free from death, and therefore he is going to be free from the next birth. And there is no old age, there is no aging for the Guru. In Dakshinamurti Stotram it is told, no? That Shishya is older and Guru is Yuva. Buddha Shishya Guru Yuva. And so it is a matter of conveying that knowledge keeps a person cheerful always, with the right attitude. One cannot age. Nityam aspect of this knowledge, the permanence aspect, once he gains this teaching in full measure, and once a person understands the timelessness nature of Ishvara, and once a person understands that one is ever non-separate from that Ishvara, how can age restrict the Guru? If you really think a Jnani like Adi Shankara is bound by age and death, would we be celebrating Shankara Jayanti even today, especially in these times? And so the very fact that Shankara is immortal is not because we have immortalized him as Shishyas. It is because he is a Jnani, that he is timeless. He will stay. He will be here until the end of time, without a doubt, because of his knowledge. And therefore every Guru is permanent. There is nothing impermanent or temporary about a Guru. That is why the Guru is saluted as Janma Jara Marana Rahitam. Bhavasagara Santarinam. The Guru is saluted for helping us cross the ocean of Bhava. Bhava means samsara. The nature of samsara being so vast and almost as if there is no end to it. It's like an ocean, and without a boat, without a boatman, without oars, it's very difficult for anyone to swim across this ocean. You need this boatman. So the Guru helps us cross Bhava. That's why we remember him always and we salute him always. Hiranmayam Varapradam. Hiranmayam, the radiant, absolute source of blessing. The Guru is a gift for humanity, and he shines resplendent in the knowledge that he brings forth, and that he lives and that he is. And therefore, Sri Gurum Namaami Sada Tvam Smarami. Om Tat Sat.
Shri Gurum Namaami. Shri Gurum सदा त्वां स्मरामि श्रीगुरुं नमामि सदा त्वां स्मरामि श्रीगुरुं नमामि सदा त्वां स्मरामि श्रीगुरुं नमामि रागद्वेष शमनं कामक्रोधहरणं रागद्वेष शमनं कामक्रोधहरणं वागधीश्वरं विभुं त्यागरूपिणं परं वागधीश्वरं विभुं त्यागरूपिणं परं श्रीगुरुं नमामि कारुण्यरूपं ज्ञानप्रकाशं कारुण्यरूपं ज्ञानप्रकाशम् आनन्दनाथं गुरुवरं प्रशान्तम् आनन्दनाथं गुरुवरं प्रशान्तम् ब्रह्मरूपं वेदवेद्यम् ब्रह्मरूपं वेदवेद्यं जन्मजरामरणरहितं ब्रह्मरूपं वेदवेद्यं जन्मजरामरणरहितं भवसागरसन्तारिणं हिरण्मयं वरप्रदं भवसागरसन्तारिणं हिरण्मयं वरप्रदं श्रीगुरुं नमामि सदा त्वां स्मरामि श्रीगुरुं नमामि सदा त्वां स्मरामि स्मरामि स्मरामि